Hi everybody, how's it going? Thanks for watching. In one of our fields that had corn here this year, got Ian and Eli with me. They were being a little bit naughty at home, so Mama sent them with me. Right, Ian?
Yeah! Yeah!
You guys are with me for the rest of the afternoon. It's Friday afternoon. We had about 1,100 acres of manure done, and then we had some rain. Had, I don't know, ended up being close to an inch over like 4 or 5 days. So we shut down when that rain started. It's about, I don't know, 5 days later now. It's just started again here about an hour ago. Fields are just, I mean, it's kind of right borderline, but should get drier as we go here. Sunny today, supposed to be nice tomorrow. We've got about 400 acres left, maybe 5 million gallons-ish or so left to pump out. Putting on, depending on the fields, we've been putting on 12 or 15 depending on what the soil samples were showing. But this field's going to be going to corn silage next year. Just wanted to show you guys what we're doing here in the field. I did put my drone up here a little bit ago, but I followed the host of the field, and as I got there, they were working on their applicator, switching a tire out. So I might, if I have time, film them again here later today or tomorrow. But out in the field here, so thought I'd show you guys what it looks like. So this here is ground that we applied before it rained. As you can see, it is drying out. And then over here on the other side of this hose is what they're pumping on right now. You can see the tractor down there in the distance. So we're pumping on this field here. He's down on the end there. We're just about done this field. We'll put the drone footage here in the video now, and then we'll catch back up with you guys afterwards. But essentially putting nutrients down for next year's corn crop to grow silage again for the cows. So just cycling those nutrients. The cows, they eat the silage, they make milk and manure. We use the manure to grow silage again. So we should hopefully, I mean, if things go good, they'll be wrapped up here in the next couple days. Should take him about 2 days or so, 2 good days, to get 5 million gallons of manure out and get our manure pits completely empty, and then we'll be set. We'll probably do a little pumping in the spring, but the plan is to kind of get away from spring manure application. But I'll maybe talk more about that at the end of this video here. Explain why we want to get away from spring manure application. It's the next day here. They finished the field that I was on with my boys around 5-6 o'clock yesterday evening. Got on to the next 160 acre field. That was just would have been just north of that one, close to the yard. They got that one done by 7 this morning. They had their stuff moved over to the field following that already, and that's the field that they're on here at the moment. So I did fly my drone over here just a little bit ago. Thought I'd stop out in the field. So he just finished this corner here. You can see the manure is still wet here. Now you move to the next section here of this. The next section here of this quarter, so they typically do 40 acre squares at a time, and then they move their hose and applicator over to the next 40 acres. That makes it easiest for the tractor to pull that hose back and forth. On occasion they'll do 80 acre chunks, but then conditions have to be very dry in order for that tractor to be able to pull that hose around. Then I mean we're borderline here now. It's dry enough to go, but we definitely don't need it to be any wetter than it is. But it is the first week of November, so we need to get this done because we could get freezing temperatures here. And the extended forecast looks decent. Still some highs above freezing, but you can't really count on that either. Things can change pretty quickly. I mean, if all goes well, they could finish this possibly tomorrow morning, but it kind of depends on how things go here. This is a 180 acre field that they're on now, and then we've got 85 acres that's right next to our manure storage ponds after that, and that's the last field. So we'll see how it goes. You'll notice when I flew my drone across to the field they were on yesterday, I went across, they've got the hose laying on the edge of the rye field. So we seeded a quarter of rye that's just coming up out of the ground. You might be able to see it in the video, but it's not very long, maybe an inch or two. Hopefully we get a little more growth out of that yet before things freeze hard here. But the plan is to get away from pumping liquid manure on our acres that are going to corn in the spring. Just seems like our window is always too tight, and you can't count on nice dry conditions in the spring here. We always have those potholes, those areas that have water standing or are either on the wet side, and we're always pushing it. Because even if we're a week behind in planting corn, the yield shows it. So going forward, the plan is, it might not work out every year. Kind of depends on where we are on manure and storage and how many fields we want to apply on. But the plan is to get away from or minimize putting manure on in the spring. If we're going to corn silage, we'll be applying that manure all in the fall. And the idea with that rye field is we'd like to harvest that for feed in the springtime. And then late May, depending on when we get that crop harvested, then we would come back, put manure on, and then come back and seed that sorghum Italian ryegrass mix on that ground after that. That sorghum sudan grass, it has to have warm temperatures to be seeded anyway, so we wouldn't, it's not going to hurt to seed that in the beginning of June, which is likely how that's going to work out. And the plan, we've got 160 acres of that this year, but the plan would be to have about a half section every spring, so 320 acres if this works out. And I'm happy with the results of the feed quality, and if I'm comfortable with how our manure situation is. We'll just take the pressure off in the springtime on getting liquid manure out, and I think it's going to benefit our corn yields. And if we can make some good quality feed out of that sorghum Italian ryegrass mix and out of the rye, we can always feed some to the heifers, but the goal is to make some dairy quality feed to our lactating cows, even if it's just a minimal amount. We've got the manure storage to do it, but it's nice to get a little bit of manure out in the springtime just to be on the safe side. So I wanted to just share that with you guys. I'll definitely, as we get into spring, show you guys how it goes and how things turn out, but that's tentatively the plan. So for now we're Gonna keep pumping manure here. Hopefully get this wrapped up quickly. These last 2 fields are fields of our own. And then we'll be done with liquid manure for the year. It's gonna be really close. I think we're gonna have just enough manure to get all of our acres covered this year that are going to be going to corn next year. But I was just by the manure storage. I mean, it's getting down there, but I think it should be enough to get these fields done. But yeah, we'll probably end the video here. Appreciate you guys watching. Questions, comments, post them down below, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video.